Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. So now, let's continue to discuss about subtopic 4.1. But for this video, we continue with dihybrid cross. Okay, so in previous video, I already explained about monohybrid. So now, let's look at the dihybrid. Okay, so what is dihybrid? It is the inheritance of two characteristic. Maksudnya dia akan melibatkan dua karakteristik and each controlled by different gene at a different locus. Kalau berbeza dengan monohybrid, so it will involve only one characteristic ataupun single characteristic. Tetapi kalau untuk dihybrid cross, dia akan melibatkan dua characteristic and then each of the characteristic it will be controlled by different gene and it will be located at the different locus. Okay, so if you look at here, so let's say the two characteristic here, it has seed color and seed shape. So ada dua karakteristik yang berbeza. And then the genes, also it will have the different genes lah. The first one, genes for the seed color, gene that control the seed color. And then the other one, gene for the seed shape. Okay, so what are the alleles involved? So kita tengok untuk seed color first. So since yellow color is the dominant phenotype, okay, so it will be represent by capital Y ataupun Y besar. So Y besar here adalah kita refer kepada dominant allele for yellow. Okay, Y for green color ni adalah recessive phenotype. Okay, so the recessive allele will be Y kecil. Okay, the small y here, dia akan represent recessive allele for green. So this one adalah untuk seed color. And then untuk seed shape, okay, the allele, okay, that represent the seed shape. So kalau untuk shape, kita ada dua shape, round and also wrinkle. So round ni adalah dominant phenotype. So since dia adalah dominant phenotype, so the dominant allele that represent the round shape adalah capital R, R besar. Okay, Y for wrinkle, wrinkle ni adalah recessive phenotype. Okay, so the recessive allele for wrinkle adalah small r. Okay, so ni yang kita panggil sebagai two characteristic. So that's why this one kita panggil sebagai dihybrid. Okay, for dihybrid, you have to relate it with law of independent assortment here. So law of independent assortment, actually it is Mendel's second law. Kalau macam previous video yang kita dah discuss sebelum ini, for monohybrid, awak kena relatekan dengan law of segregation. Tapi kalau untuk dihybrid, you have to relate it with law of independent assortment. So what is law of independent assortment? Each pair of allele segregate independently of other pairs of allele during gamete formation. Okay, segregates right here we refers to the separate. So kalau awak tengok dekat sini, contohnya, okay, so the first probability, so this is the probability 1. Kita tengok ada berapa kemungkinan, okay, gametes yang terhasil tu dia akan carry what allele. Okay, so kalau kita ambil contoh untuk probability 1, okay, so since for the hybrid cross, it will involve the two characteristic, so dia akan ada two different genes here lah. First adalah gene T, second adalah gene G. Okay, so awak akan nampak dekat sini untuk T, dia akan ada pair of homologous chromosome. So, let's say untuk probability 1 ni, for the first chromosome, it will carry allele T besar, second adalah allele T kecil. And then for the second pair, okay, di sebelah kiri, dia akan carry allele G besar, di sebelah kanan, dia akan carry allele G kecil. Okay, so what is the meaning of each pair of allele segregate independently? Okay, of other pairs of allele. So dekat sini kita akan dapat, okay, dia akan ada dua pairs of homologous chromosome lah, di mana setiap satu pair ni dia akan separate. T besar akan separate dengan T kecil, G besar akan separate dengan G kecil. So dia akan separate masa bila? So since dia adalah homologous chromosome, so this one dia akan berlaku during anaphase 1, separation of the homologous chromosome. Okay, so that's why at the end of the meiosis 1, okay, so it will be like this lah. Di dalam satu sel, dia akan ada chromosome with T besar dan juga G besar. Di dalam second cell here, okay, dia akan ada chromosome with allele T kecil dan juga G kecil. Maksudnya, di dalam sesuatu sel ni, okay, kita nak hasilkan gamete. Dalam sesuatu gamete yang sama, dia tak boleh bawa genes untuk, dia tak boleh bawa alleles untuk gene yang sama. Maksudnya T besar tak boleh bersama-sama dengan T kecil. Kalau macam tu, dia tak follow law of independent assortment. So that's why law of independent assortment, kita refer kepada each pair of allele segregate. T besar dia mesti kena segregate dengan T kecil. G besar segregate dengan G kecil. So that's why di dalam sesuatu sel ni dia mesti kena bawa allele untuk dua genes yang berbeza. Okay, so now we proceed to the meiosis 2. Okay, so let's say here, so this is the metaphase 2 lah. Metaphase 2 we refers to the sister chromatid align at the metaphase plate. So it will become like this lah. Dia akan align. Okay, and then what happen during anaphase 2? So sister chromatid will be separated. So it will become like this. So akan berlaku separation of the sister chromatid. So that's why, okay, kalau awak tengok at the end of the meiosis 2, the gametes produced will be, okay, the first gamete dia akan carry allele T besar dan juga G besar. Second gamete pun samalah, T besar dan juga G besar. Okay, sebab dia bawa, kita katakan, allele yang sama tadi kan. Okay, sebab dia dah separate. Okay, tetapi kalau kita tengok untuk the third gamete, okay, bila sahaja berlaku anaphase 2 and at the end of the meiosis, so dia akan jadi T kecil dan juga G kecil. Okay, and then the other one pun T kecil dengan G kecil. So awak akan nampak dekat sini setiap gametes dia akan carry allele for different genes, which are gene T and also gene G. Okay, so this is for the first probability. So now we look at the second probability. So means that kalau kita tengok dekat sini, okay, actually the chromosome, okay, during metaphase, okay, metaphase 1, dia boleh arrange independently lah. Okay, kalau tadi T besar, T kecil, G besar, G kecil kan. Okay, so kalau untuk second probability, maybe dari segi arrangement of the chromosome, it will become T besar, T kecil, G besar. So dia dah berlaku perubahan dari segi susunan of the homologous chromosome during metaphase 1. So what happen bila berlaku anaphase 1? Okay, so this homologous chromosome will separate, okay, or segregate independently. So that's why, okay, bila berlaku separation, so at the end of the meiosis 1, dia akan jadi dalam sesuatu sel, dia akan ada T besar dan juga G kecil macam ni. Okay, and then the second one, dia akan jadi T kecil, G besar. Okay, and then the process will continue with meiosis 2. Okay, and then during metaphase 2, so what happened to the sister chromatid? It will align at the metaphase plate. So dia akan align, dia akan jadi macam ni lah. Okay, di atas ni akan carry T besar, bawah ni G kecil. Okay, for this one, okay, dia akan carry T kecil, bawah ni adalah G besar. So, the process, okay, will continue with anaphase 2. So what happened to the sister chromatid? It will be separated. Okay, so it will be separated like this. So at the end of the meiosis 2, so for each of the gametes, so ni adalah dia punya produk lah. Gametes ni akan jadi, for the first one, it will become T besar, G kecil. Second, T besar, G kecil. Okay, and then for the third, T kecil, G besar. And then the last one also T kecil, G besar. Okay, so this is what we call as law of independent assortment. Okay, so this one adalah based on two probability. Okay, what is the gamete will be produced. Okay, so if you look at this one, okay, so this is the gamete produced for both probability 1 and also probability 2. Okay, so for probability 1, the gamete produced are, okay, the first gamete, T besar, G besar. Second, T besar, G besar. Third, T kecil, G kecil. And then fourth, T kecil, G kecil. So this is for the first probability. And then for the second probability, okay, so the gamete produced for the first one, T besar, G kecil. Okay, second, T besar, G kecil. Okay, and then third, T kecil, G besar. And then the last one, T kecil, G besar. Okay, so if you look at here, okay, so that's why bila awak nak tunjukkan genetic diagram which involve dihybrid cross, okay, so let's say for the parent genotype like this, T besar, T kecil, G besar, G kecil. Okay, so you have to remember how to write the genotype untuk genes, okay, untuk allele for the same gene. Contohnya ni adalah gene T kan. So dia mesti kena berpasangan dengan gene T jugalah. Maksudnya dia akan jadi T besar, T kecil. Dia tak boleh jadi T besar, G besar, T kecil, G kecil. Yang tu bukan, kita katakan dia follow dihybrid. Okay, based on the law of independent assortment. Dia punya pasangan tu mesti kena sama lah. T dengan T, G dengan G. Okay, so that's why, okay, if you look at the genotype of the parent is like this. Contohnya, kan? Okay, so this is what we call as heterozygous. So the possible gametes that will be produced from this genotype, the first one, it will be T besar, G besar. The first probability. Second, T besar, G kecil. Okay, and then third, T T kecil, G besar. And then the last one, T kecil, G kecil. So this is the possible gametes that will be produced if the parent is heterozygous. Kalau genotype ni adalah heterozygous. Okay. So, for law of independent assortment or Mendel's second law, what you have to take note is, okay, the first one, each trait or characteristic of an organism is determined by pair of allele. Okay. So each trait ataupun karakter tu dia akan ditentukan oleh a pair of allele. Pair of allele tu maksudnya T besar, T kecil. G besar, G kecil macam tu. Okay, and then each allele of a pair of allele combine randomly or independently with either one of allele of another pair of allele. Okay, so secara ringkasnya maksudnya di sini kita refer kepada dia punya probability tadilah. Okay, maksudnya kalau kita ikutkan each allele of a pair of allele combine randomly or independently. Maksudnya kalau kita ikutkan okay, during metaphase 1 ni tadi, okay, so akan ada dua probability lah. Sama ada the pair of allele ni, okay, dia akan align like this ataupun dia akan align macam ni. Kalau yang ni adalah T besar, T kecil, G besar, G kecil. Kalau this one dia akan jadi T besar, T kecil, G kecil, G besar. Okay, so ni yang kita panggil sebagai randomly. Okay, combine randomly ataupun independently. Okay, and then third allele are separate by meiosis. So this one tadi kita dah tengok lah. Okay, maksudnya apa yang berlaku kepada allele? Okay, dekat mana allele are separated during meiosis. Okay, in which during meiosis 1 which is anaphase 1 and also meiosis 2 which is anaphase 2. Okay, and then you have to take note here. Provided the genes are not linked on the same chromosome. Maksudnya kalau genes tu dia link, okay, maksudnya dia berada pada kromosom yang sama, okay, so dia tak boleh guna pakai law of independent assortment. So dia akan jadi deviation from Mendel's law. So that one nanti kita akan discuss dalam deviation from Mendel's law lah. Yang tu kita panggil sebagai link gene. Okay, and then next, genes are packaged into gamete in all possible allelic combination as long as each gamete has one allele for each gene. Maksudnya kalau kita ambil contoh for this one kan, okay, setiap gamete, okay, dia akan ada beberapa possibility dari segi dia punya combination. Contohnya for the first one, dia akan jadi T besar, G besar, second T besar, G kecil, and then this one T kecil, G besar, and then the last one T kecil, G kecil. Tetapi make sure awak akan tengok dekat sini, as long as each of the gamete dia akan bawa allele daripada gene yang berbeza. Maksudnya T mesti kena dengan G. Dia tak boleh T dengan T juga dalam satu gamete yang sama. Okay, and then pair of homologous chromosome can be arranged in different way during metaphase 1. So this one actually saya dah discuss tadi lah. Kita dah discuss tadi. Maksudnya pair of homologous chromosome can be arranged in different way. Dia boleh arrange dalam beberapa possibility lah ataupun probability. So that's why dari segi dia punya chances of the gametes produced pun mungkin akan jadi berbeza. Okay.